We acted quickly, we mitigated it, and within really a few minutes, the whole thing was over.
A cyber attack to Georgia's election system stopped. On October 14th, Gabriel Sterling, Chief Operating Officer for the Secretary of State, said Georgia's absentee ballot portal, where you can request a mail-in ballot, was targeted. 420,000 IP addresses tried to overwhelm the election system all at once.
This was a bot-driven attack. It wasn't wildly sophisticated, but it was a brute force with a lot of different IPs at one time.
The state acted quickly. They added a verification tool to require users to prove they're human. The Secretary of State's office now is constantly monitoring the web traffic online for any potential threats, especially leading up to Friday, the final day to request an absentee ballot.
I have confidence in our counties. I have confidence in the voting system. I'm going to tell the truth. I'm a little concerned about the United States Postal Service right now.
Sterling said if you can vote in person, do it. But the state system is secure. And today, federal officials said while the threat environment has never been so high across the country, the election infrastructure has never been more secure.
Regardless of who you vote for, you can have confidence that your vote will be counted as cast.
With 12 days till Election Day, political science professor Ben Taylor said the state's defense of the attack was significant, but so was reporting it, highlighting utmost transparency.
Had this attack been successful, then that would definitely sow doubt. And that's what the entire purpose of these kinds of attacks are, to sow doubt, to sow discord. But again, the state of Georgia has effective measures in place. Our systems are protected, and so far, everything's working as it should.
Patrick Quinn, Atlanta News First.